What's good, planty peeps? My name is Lily and welcome to Peacelily Plants. As you could tell from that window back there, although it's not that clear, it is snowing today. Let me turn you around so you can see out this other window. Still probably can't see much. Ooh, okay, there we go. It's coming into focus. Yeah, it's a snowy day today. Gonna hang out and film some January faves and fails. And also, I want to show you, oh, I did not put the camera back where it should go. And also, I want to show you my haul for the last couple of months, what plants have I accumulated in that time, and also kind of wanted to talk a little bit about my video about the 10 planting mistakes and a few reflections just pertaining to the last plant shopping video that I filmed with Joey, and how some of the stuff that I said in that other video kind of influenced me the day that we were shopping together. Hope you enjoy hanging out with me on this snowy day. I don't know what the weather's like where you are. Maybe it's super warm if you live in Australia or something like that. But anyway, sit back and relax with me and let's just look at some plants. And also, you know, I had to break out the festive sweater, even though the holidays are over. I had to break out this sweater for a snowy day. It just seemed too appropriate. Before we dive right into it, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. So first up, you can imagine that in the winter, on a snowy day like today, on a lot of days, it's not this bright actually. It's very gray, very cloudy, very meh. Not really a fun time. I have been enjoying my neon plants lately because they just bring a much needed little pop of color into a dark gray atmosphere. I have shown you different versions of some of my neon plants, like in my philodendron video with Joey. I had a different lemon lime philodendron heartleaf, but this is a slightly smaller one that I have. And still beautiful, of course. There's heart-shaped leaves, but the neon coloring, I love it. Maybe I'm tripping out, but I feel like it looks thirsty, but I know it's not, so I'm not sure what's up with that. But anyway, beautiful plant. It's grown a lot from when I got it, because it was pretty small. Just a really average size 4-inch pot. And now it's got some vines going on. It hasn't done anything amazing, but you know, it's doing stuff. And behind me here, let me shift a bit. Behind me, you will see that I have more of like a medium-sized neon pothos that hangs out here. And I really enjoyed that pop of color. And I also have one that sits near my desk. It's in a really cute pot, and I've never showed y'all this plant. So how cute is this? Count your blessings. And don't we all need to count our blessings sometimes, especially when we're feeling really sorry for ourselves and forget how lucky we really are. Yep, just a cute little neon pothos. And as a matter of fact, this all came from cuttings from Joey's neon pothos, so that's fun. And I will just note real quick that this is a pot without a drainage hole. And I know that pots without drainage holes are really unideal for any plant. But I will just throw out there that for me personally, pothos do decently well in a pot without a hole. Now granted, you can't soak the plant with water because obviously the extra water has nowhere to go. But if you just kind of wait for the plant to get a little droopy and then just give it a small amount of water, maybe like a fourth or a third of a bottle of water, approximately that much, then it should be fine. This has been living in this pot for about a year. I got this pot at Goodwill, by the way, and she seems to like it in here. So anyway, cute little plant that I have sitting at my desk, and it's very nice to have that neon pop of color in these colder, drearier months. What do we have next? Here, I want to show you my Pepperoni Scandens. It is so darn cute. It kind of looks like a normal heartleaf philodendron, but like a smaller, chunkier version. Like if a heartleaf philodendron and a succulent had a baby, maybe this would be it. And this guy, I just like him because he's cute, and you know, a lot of Pepperoni are a little bit difficult. Our fail of the day is gonna be a Pepperoni, as a matter of fact. And Pepperonis have been in the fail section of these videos more than one time. But this, in my experience, has been perhaps the easiest Pepperoni that I've ever tried to take care of. And it's pretty common, so it's not very expensive or very hard to find either. For whatever reason, around here, I never really see these in the garden centers. But I have walked in Lowe's, and I'm looking at it right now. I have a big version of this plant that's variegated that I got from Lowe's. Or, well, maybe it's not this exact one, but it's really similar. So anyway, point being, it shouldn't be that difficult for you to find one if you were wanting one, and they're not that hard to take care of. So, fun plant. The next plant that we have today is my beautiful philodendron Birkin. This plant gets so much hate, so much disrespect, or maybe I'm exaggerating. I've seen some people hate on it. I am not one of those people. I love my Birkin. And the reason it's on the favorite list for, what month is it? January, is because it is giving me these almost completely white leaves. So you see there's the one, and then there's another one that's coming out right here. Trying to show y'all. Kind of having difficulty here. Anyway, I just love that, again, we're in these cold, dreary months, and yet this plant is still doing the most, giving me some absolutely beautifully variegated leaves, and I just can't say enough good things about this plant. In my experience, if you keep it in the bright sunlight, it will grow prolifically and give you absolutely gorgeous leaves. So, definitely enjoying my Birkin right now. One more fave for the month, although when we get to the haul portion, some of those plants kind of overlap with faves of January. But this is my variegated Peacelily. I believe the scientific name is Dominoes spathiphyllum, something like that. And you see, of course, it is just a normal Peacelily with these absolutely beautiful variegated leaves. And this girl is a trooper. You might notice that some of the leaves need to be cut off. And I think that's my own fault because I don't water this plant enough, I don't think. Because it's one of those plants that will show you when it's thirsty. And that's a great thing, but perhaps I have taken that a little bit too much for granted because sometimes I've waited until it legit looks like it's about to die. Like to the point that I was like, oh crap, I waited too long. But then I would water it and it would perk right back up. So this girl can handle some neglect as long as you notice that it looks really sad and like take care of it immediately. Recently I'm just having a big moment with Peacelilies, which is very appropriate since my name is Lily and this is Peacelily Plants. But oh my gosh, this is just a gorgeous, gorgeous specimen. I love the leaf shape. If I can grab it, I love the leaf shape. And I love the variegation on the leaves. Absolutely beautiful. I would like to get some of the other spathiphyllums, honestly, because I am falling in love with them. So let's just talk about the fails now. We have 2 for this month, and this one makes me so upset. This is my string of turtles that once looked oh so glorious, but now I can't even explain what is happening up here. A lot of the leaves are turning black and dying, and I mean, maybe you would think that would be from overwatering, but then every time I look at it, it looks like the soil is separating from the edges of the pot, which would say overwatering, and it is in terracotta. But then when I stick my finger down in the actual soil, it feels moist. Why is the soil moist, yet it's also separating from the edge of the pot? It makes no sense to me. It is still growing, so I don't know, maybe it doesn't like winter and it's gonna do better in the spring. Let's just cross our fingers and hope. It does still have plenty of strands going on, so maybe it's not a goner. It is not doing as good as it is just not doing as good as it once was, and it's a little concerning. Hopefully not fatal, but a little concerning. Here is my other fail for January. If you saw my video about my 10 planty mistakes of last year, you may have taken away the fact that I lack patience. So this is yet another example kind of me not having patience. This was propagating in a jar of water, and I don't know why, I just felt like I needed to pot it up. It did have roots, but it's not doing so hot, and I wish I had just left it in the water. I mean, honestly, I might just unpot it and put it back in water. And let me just say, I don't know what the end game of propagated pieces of prayer plant are, because I've never had a piece of propagated prayer plant actually just start turning into another plant. All I've ever seen them do is survive. So let me know if any of y'all have propagated prayer plants and actually had your propagations flourish into new plants. That has not happened for me yet. But I will say that propagations of prayer plants live pretty well in water, so just let them hang out in the water jar indefinitely. So now let's go over what plants have I accumulated in the past couple months. The last time that I bought a plant on, was it Etsy? No, it was Peace, Love, Happiness Club. I bought that Syndapsis No ID and this Syndapsis Silver Hero. And that was Black Friday, about the last week of November. So the plants I'm about to show you are what I've accumulated in the past couple months. And if you did see that planting mistakes video, you'll know that I'm trying to chill on the plant shopping. So I'm kind of proud of myself that this is all I'm accumulated. First up, I will show you not one that I bought, but one that I was gifted by Joey, and it is a silver Peacelily. So very fitting, now that I'm getting into Peacelilies, that he would give me another variety for Christmas, and it is so cute. Like the other one, it's been Like the other one, it's been pretty easy to care for. So, I cannot talk. Like the other one, it's been pretty easy to care for sometimes. like the other one, it's been pretty easy to care for so far. So here are the plants that I actually bought in the last month or so. I'm reaching over on my desk and getting this teeny tiny plant, if it doesn't get hung up on something, this teeny tiny tray of Scantia. Now maybe you will look at this and think back about how I'm trying to be really intentional with plant shopping and kind of be like, Lily, did you really need to get a little tray of Scantia in a little pot like that? But here's the thing, the variegation is so beautiful. I don't think this is rare per se, but I haven't seen it in any local garden centers. It was only when Joey and I went to Gunter's greenhouse, which is like an hour and a half away from me. Hopefully you can see that the stems are pink, and then the variegation itself is pink and green. It looks cuter in real life than on the screen. You can kind of see through the leaves in real life. It's really cool. They're lavender, creamy, pinkish color, somehow all in one. So what I'm gonna try really hard to do is take really good care of this and then be able to propagate it and make more and more and have it be a plant that I can have in my Peacelily plants pop-up shop, because I think that would be cool and it'd be a different variety than what people are used to seeing. This was not bought at Gunter's greenhouse. This was at Gazebo on New Garden, which you no, we didn't shoot a video of that day. Sorry. They happen to have these silver sword philodendrons, and this was only $15. And when I thought about my advice in my video about my planting mistakes, and I thought about, you know, finding a good price, finding the right specimen, all that jazz, this just seemed to really fit the bill. This is a good size in my opinion. It's not humongous already, but it's not like a rooted cutting or a 2-inch pot either. It's just a decently starter silver sword. And the price is right, $15. I don't think you're gonna find one this size for $15 very easily. So very excited about this, because if you know me or have seen videos on my channel, you've probably picked up that I love philodendrons, and I don't talk about it that much, but I love silver on plants too. But then again, who doesn't? Really excited to have this one and to see how it does. Kind of saving the best for last here, the best in my opinion. Although some would have said that one was better. But I got at Gunter's greenhouse an allocation Maharani, and oh my goodness, the feel of the leaves is absolutely incredible. It feels like what I would imagine a dinosaur's skin would feel like. I bought this particular specimen for this leaf. It is so big. Compare it to the size of my hand. It's about the same size. And look at the back of it! Oh my goodness. That is... There are no words. That is like a work of art. Here we've got a new leaf coming in. And I just love this guy so much. Every time I go by it, maybe not every time, but you know what I mean. Speaking figuratively, every time I go by it, I just love to look at it and stop and just feel these thick, leathery leaves. If you notice this one curling, it seems to me that the soil it's in does not retain enough moisture, and the plant keeps getting thirsty really fast, and that one leaf keeps getting curly. So don't mind that. But anyway, thinking about the planting mistakes video and talking about the right price, I'm not showing the price tag. Where are you, price tag? This was only $15, and I've seen it be as high as $80. $80. and this was $15. The last few times that Joey and I have gone plant shopping, whenever we would see these, I would stop and admire them and feel their leaves and just think to myself how cool they were. When we were at Gunter's greenhouse, Joey made the comment, well, if I'm ever gonna try out that plant, I might as well do it now because it's only $15. He didn't end up getting one, but his little line of persuasion actually worked on me, and I ended up getting one. And although this isn't a philodendron, I do feel like it was an intentional good purchase for me because I am genuinely attracted to this plant, not even because it's rare or trendy or anything, but just simply because I enjoy the way it looks and feels. And I think it's really important that we buy plants and take care of plants that bring us joy, not just because they're cool or whatever. Love that plant, and you would even call it a favorite of January because it is such a showstopper that it grabs my attention every time I go by it. So I've already given you a few reflections along about my planting mistakes video. And I just wanted to say a couple more things here at the end. When Joey and I went to Gunter's greenhouse the other day and they had all the fantastic rare philodendrons and even a few rare Hoya and just a lot of stuff that you don't see normally, the old me might have gone insane. But I am trying to be more deliberate now, trying to take my own advice so I'm not a huge hypocrite. So being patient and looking for the right specimen and looking for the right price and just thinking more generally about how many plants can I really take on and still have time to do other things that I enjoy doing or even that I need to do. They had a philodendron El Choco Red, a philodendron Pastizanum, philodendron Gigas, so many philodendrons that I would love to have theoretically, but with some of them I felt like, am I really an advanced enough plant parent to be able to take care of it? Like with the El Choco Red and the Gigas and all the super velvety ones. They also had Anthurium regale and a few other anthuriums. I wasn't so sure that I would really be able to give it the conditions that would help it flourish the best. So I passed them up. And then with the Pastizanum and oh yeah, the Biliaceae, I really wanted that one too. Even though they probably would have done better in my home because they don't need the humidity as badly as the velvety ones, I still was like, not sure. I was still not sure about them because they were so large. Like, if you remember, the Pastizanum, and actually a lot of their rare philodendrons were really big already. And I was just thinking about the fact, is that really my ideal specimen? Because the silver sword I showed you a moment ago, it was smallish, medium size. And for me, that is more ideal, especially with my handicap, and then also with my living situation. It's just easier for me to care for a smaller plant, and also easier for me to make room for a smaller plant. Even though I would love to have a Pastizanum theoretically, or a Biliaceae, or a lot of the philodendrons that they had, I just tried to be a little more smart, a little more thoughtful about what I was purchasing. But anyway, that's all I have for today, so thank you for watching to this point of the video. As I said at the beginning of this video, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and one more thing, wherever you are and whatever your circumstances, bloom where you were planted, honey. See you in the next one. Bye.